Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
And welcome back. We're with the Barbados Council for the Disabled and some special guests from abroad who will be telling us about audio visibility and calypso. I want to welcome Warren Wawa Snipe. He's a deaf writer, rapper, and performer from Washington. I also want to welcome Mr. Sean Forbes. He's with the Deaf American Hip Hop Artists out of Detroit. And I want to welcome Bonnie Leons, who's signing on their behalf. Also with us today is Ruth Montgomery. She's the Calypso team leader and a musician. She's also the artistic director of audio visibility. And signing for her this morning will be Tracy Tyre of the British Sign Language and English Interpreter Association. Okay, let's get to it. Calypso. It is combining deaf and hearing creatives with musicians, writers, and artists from UK, USA, and Barbados. How did you guys all become tied together?
So, how the whole thing really started was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. I was visiting the UK, and late one night I decided to host an event at a bar in London, and that's how I really got to know Ruth. And we just developed a connection right there. And then probably about a year and a half later, she reached out to me and she said, "Hey, I have this great idea. Would you like to go to Barbados and meet the deaf community there and create music with them?" So that's really the foundation of it. And then we brought in Wawa, we brought in several other people to be a part of this. The two of us have been friends for the past 15 years. So I was like, with this opportunity, I can't do it without him.
Okay, well, that's wonderful. Now, in terms of the songs and the text and images, what are you, or how are you helping the deaf community to understand culture better and to know that they too are a vital part of the performing arts space?
It's not about helping the deaf community understand about music, but it's also providing access of music for the people of Barbados understanding about deaf culture, which is the most important thing right now. The deaf community here is amazing. So many things is going on, and we're just so excited we're learning about you. I'm here as the creative director, so I'm helping out with music video settings and ideas. And he's done what he's doing with the writing. We have someone else who's doing the music. So all this is a team collaboration with UK, with Ruth. So much things going on. We're learning, and we're really excited. So we're providing access for you guys to understand what deaf people here is about and how you guys can support that.
So tell me, Ruth, in terms of the support which Warren, can I call you Wawa, is asking for, how have you found it? Is this your first to Barbados or the first time you're doing this outside of the UK or the US?
No, it's not me. It's Tracy.
She can't hear me? Yes, I'm talking. Yes, Tracy just needs to come a little closer to Ruth so that we can find out all about audio visibility, which will exploit to give deaf professionals new opportunities to showcase and promote ownership through music and visual arts. It will create, support, and preserve new networks which integrate the deaf and hearing professionals and audiences. Therefore, they're going to be building on some previous successes, and this project is quite wide-reaching. It's been inspired by the music of Barbados and its worldly fusions. And we all know that Calypso is a wonderful thing. Now, with the single-minded determination, the founder and artistic director of Audio Visibility, Ruth, who's just having a few challenges which we're trying to work out now, she's gone and built a really strong team of leaders who are driving things forward. So the project will strongly be promoted by the award-winning editor, Stephen Lice, photography and report writing. Eloise Garden, a deaf musician, she'll use her experiences of the BBC radio presentation to talk about Barbados and on UK radio and about the fusion of our music styles. Now, when are we going to be able to be a part of this event? Is it just for the deaf community, or is it going to be for all of us to be a part and enjoy? Are we there with Ruth yet? Now, these songs, texts, and images will the messages will be loud and clear. Deaf people can do anything. Remember, disability is not inability, and we need to be a far more inclusive society. So it is a society that, and not deafness, that disables. This is quite telling. The society and not the deafness that disables, because they are, as we said, more than able. So the Calypso will raise awareness of this across the community and help to inspire a new generation of deaf Barbadians. Now, we're talking about hip hop, we're talking about Calypso. So we're going to be looking at fusing a number of different rhythms and cultures into one space and place as they reach out not only to the deaf community here in Barbados, but also to us who are who can hear, because we need to be able to understand and appreciate people's differences more. I mean, I was wowed by the fact that the Duke of Edinburgh scheme here in Barbados are actually going to be putting on their program both their bronze, their silver, and their gold awards for the deaf community, and they've already started the training in sign language to be able to help them be on board. Now, it's back to Ruth. We have sorted that situation out. Ruth, who is the Calypso team leader, musician, and artistic director of Audio Visibility. Ruth, tell me about your project and how you take it to people at different parts of the world.
The deaf world is really small, and we know each other, we have connections with each other, and we understand the common struggles and frustrations that we have. We are aware of all these as a deaf person, and we want to offer role models and, in a skill exchange, pass these on to the community. And I think that's very important, because it means that we can make a better future for deaf people in Barbados, and because we understand what it means to be deaf. So I've had connections across the last 10 years with Barbados and the people here, and I keep hearing the same issues being repeated to us again and again. And I believe that things can change with the power of music to drive change forward. I'm also a professional musician myself. I'm deaf. I've been deaf all my life. I've had a lot of opportunities, and I want to give those opportunities to people in Barbados. And by working together, I'm really looking forward and excited to this project and our concerts that will be in June. and it will involve the music college here, our deaf rappers, and children from the Irving Wilson School, so also players from the Barbados Community College.
Okay, now if I can go back to Warren and Sean, I understand that the 3 calypsos that will be produced, or rather maybe Ruth can tell me about it. There are going to be 3 calypsos that are going to be produced, and the Barbadian Connection through the Calderon and at Audio Labs will be helping with those calypsos. Tell me what some of the 3 of them are about. What are some of the topics that the songs deal with?
So the 3, our goal is to write 3 songs, and the first song is to focus on Barbados and, this beautiful island, and the cultures, the smells, the feels, the tastes of Barbados. The second is the deaf children here, their experiences, their frustrations, their future, and what they want to see for the future. And then for the third song, it's about the change that we want to see happen. So that's really the goal here.
If I can get Warren to elaborate on what he wants some of that change to be.
Oh, yeah. The change is actually coming from the deaf community here in Barbados. That doesn't come from me. This is what you guys need to understand what they want and how you can help them in collaborating. So we will get the things from them. We'll work on it, and we will visualize the message for you, and just hope this will make an impact. I think it will. No, it will make an impact, because you want changes. 21st century, times are changing. It's now.
Well, let's hope that that change can come about. Now, you said you were enjoying the sights, the sounds, and the taste of Barbados. But one of the things you've actually been immersed in is the whole idea of playing pan, steel pan. I understand that you got to play steel pan at the Barbados Community College. How was that? How excited did it make you?
It was awesome, especially when they started playing a song that both of us are familiar with, and especially one that was produced by a producer from Detroit. This is 50 Cent's PIMP. So when they started playing that, I just started laughing to myself because it was so funny. Yeah,
it was amazing. It was really amazing. Just to get the feeling, to understand the notes to play on that song, I was like, oh, you can't stop. You have to keep going. And we really enjoyed it. That was a nice learning moment for us, really.
Yeah, both of us want to buy steel pan drums so we can wake up the children every morning in our house and we'll just be like, hello, children, time to wake up.
Be great.
Well, I don't want you to wake them too early, but steel pan is a wonderful instrument. It's one of the newest instruments that was produced this century. It's not ours, it's Trinidad's, but we love the sounds that it creates. And maybe you can write another rap and include a pan solo.
That's the goal. That's the goal here, Yeah.
Okay. People, in terms of music and being unable to actually hear it, how do you sense the rhythm? What part of your body does, how do you feel the rhythm of the music?
Well, I think for each deaf person is different. Both of us have different experiences. For me, I grew up in a musical household, so my entire life was shaped by sound, and I often visually saw that sound through my parents or through my brothers. And So just my whole life, I just kept absorbing all these different sounds, and it's mostly through vibration. And sometimes I can hear certain things through my hearing aid. Um, so that's how I experience music. It's just when you listen to that one song over and over and over again, you get different experiences every time you listen to it. The environment you listen to it in. And you experience it in, whether it's in your car or in your house, in your kitchen while you're cooking, or at the club. All of those different experiences become a part of your journey and your musical knowledge.
Okay.
For me, my family, we love listening to music, but for me, I could never really understand the words that was happening. So my sister will always write the lyrics for me. And then so when she writes it, there's a speaker here and she's in front of me. And so when the music is playing, she's lip syncing. I'm watching her lip, I'm reading, and I'm feeling the music. So I'm asking to be able to absorb the music itself and understand where the words are being placed by watching her. So after a while, then she's out, then I'll be able to look at the lyrics and understand. I'll become more in sync with the music. Then this is out, then I know the song. So that was my process. So, but each that person has a different process of how they be able to understand the music. But if more repetitive, it becomes instant. You know where and understand the music is about.
And as we say, music is a universal language. I want to welcome you, gentlemen, to Barbados. Hope you enjoy more steel pan. Hope you enjoy the island and all that it has to offer. All. And I'm looking forward to hearing those 3 calypsos. So we're going to look at your performance now.
Appreciate it.
Most welcome. We're going to take a quick look at this performance now before our next segment.
For the bass up, Bahama Savage looking at you from the face down. Make a left and leave it boom with the bass down. Scheming, let me tell you about my life. Painkillers only put me in the twilight. But pretty, it's the highlight. Now tell my mama I love her, but this what I like. Lord knows, who the devil in my Chevy? Tell them all to come and get me, ripping everything I stole. Karma come in heaven, no preliminary here in my record. Tell them mama case been selling for the record. Tell the world I think I'm free. Drown inside my vice all day. Won't you please believe it now? Won't you please believe it now? When you know we've been hurt down before. When the pride was low, looking at the world like where do we go? And we ain't wanna kill a dead in the street for show. I'm at the preacher door, knees getting weak, blood might flow. We go PR. 35 summers in the making, stop faking, you forgot about Dre. 35 summers in the making, I'm talking NWA. 35 summers in the making, stop faking, you forgot about Dre. 35 summers in the making, I'm talking NWA.
Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. And motherfuckers forgot about Dre. But nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. And motherfuckers that when they forgot about.
You had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted. One moment. Did you capture it? Just let it slip.
Witty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud. He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking how? Everybody's joking now. The clock's run out. Time's up, over, plow, snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes gravity. Choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he knows he won't have it. He knows his own back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that when he's broke. He's so sad that he knows when he goes back to this mobile home. Back to the lab, again, yo,
Now that was Sean Forbes and Warren Wawa Snipes. Now they actually made history because it was the first time ever for the Super Bowl halftime show that they had deaf sign language interpreter artists. So congrats to them. So we know that we're going to get to see some big things coming up in June.